All right, we are just about to go live here. Getting going on the Twitch stream. I want to make sure we get everything set up. All right, we're coming into the chat. I just need to double check if everything is okay. Let me just check Twitch on this side. Okay, yeah. So I just, for whatever reason, I can't see the screen that I'm actually streaming below, but I know what's coming on up top, and we are definitely live. So let me put a little broadcast to everybody. And whatever, the local display didn't come on, but that's fine. Okay, media here, media here, media here. Basically Discord. So CBGM Discord, no, GM Games Discord, CBGM channel. Gonna get it out to the game makers, Wolverine Studios as well, that we're about to go live. This is the pro game, so it's the draft. It's our league link between CBGM into the pro game. So, okay. With that in mind, let's take a look at the rookie guide. We're going to get started now. Actually, I might send it just to one other outlet. Broadcast, just give me one quick moment. It'll be done shortly. Okay, but we're going to look at the magazine now and look at some of the actual preview of the top players coming in from our college linked up game. Okay. And let's just make sure we get, that's it, that'll work now. Okay, we are live. Yep, okay, all right. I don't know if anyone's really around Saturday night, so I'm sure people are doing stuff with their lives. I'm married, so I'm just chilling right now with my wife. So let's see what's going on. Okay, great. Okay, all right. So let's take a look. We're on the point guards now. So they're looking at oh no, we're on point guards at this stage. So Lavelle Sykes out of Coppin State, low G SAT score, player who went to Coppin State, was a top 10 recruit, is actually looked at as one of the best point guards. But Casey Marvel is a way better player. He won the championship this year with Notre Dame. He's the kind of guy that you want to have in your pro game. So this league link, we'll see what team takes him and is the continuity from CBGM for that legacy player. He had another amazing player on his team who basically led the championship for them. Now, Kamani has been on Kansas for a while, and then there's these two backcourt duo from Texas who are both really good players. Looking at shooting guards, LeRon Dickens is probably one of the top two players. Damon Mills was the MVP of Final Four MVP of March Madness. So looking to see where Damon Mills goes to the pros. Small forwards, we're looking at Baylor's Jim McInnes and a variety of different players. PJ Phillips out of Stanford. And then we're looking at Louis Goolsby out of Butler. Jordy Jordan, who is from Wichita State. My old team, I've now left that team. I'm starting over somewhere else. Trying to rebuild Creighton that I used to have, and so that's no longer my team. And then last but not least, centers and Tyrone Carey from Wisconsin's I got to look out for. Jared Wilson from VCU, and the mock draft has Jared Wilson going 1, LeRon Dickens going 2, McInnes 3, Carey 4, and Sykes 5. All right, so with that in mind, let's advance. Okay, so let's get into the draft montage. It's going to come up. All right. Okay. So we can skip this part. Let's just see who's taken for the pros and get cracking. Or I can press escape here, I think. That'll do it. All right, here's the graphics. It's actually our 2042 season. They say it's 2041 based on date, but just the way that we've been tracking our league for over 20, almost 20 seasons now. It is a 20 season mark anniversary. So we started at 2021 with both Wolverine Studios games, college and pro, to get to this state. So let's start the draft. Number one are the Bulls. They own someone else's pick. I think it was a terrible trade from someone like the Raptors or whatnot that led the Bulls to owning their pick and being up next here. And let's see what we're looking at. We're into the mock. So a CPU pick each time. I can just drop the first pick right now. The Bulls are up. Who's it going to be? Number one pick is... All right, the mock draft is so far true. Jared Wilson out of VCU. I guess they needed a big, and we're seeing that the Bulls go with a center at this pick. Interestingly enough. And then we'll see, I guess it's either probably Damon Mills. The mock draft doesn't seem like it's actually going to vary so much. But now here are the Nets out of Brooklyn, and they're going to take next with their pick Damon Mills. All right, so he's going to be the backcourt in Brooklyn, and they're I think a rebuild, I guess, because they're terrible, second overall. So yeah, he's a great player, better than Casey Marvel. He was the best player in the college tournament, led his team to a championship, an undefeated season championship nonetheless. So he's the second pick in the pro draft. And next up we have LaRon Dickens. This makes lots of sense. He was looked at in Minnesota as probably the second or first overall recruit before Damon Mills kind of stepped up, took that position and ran with it and became the best player in the college game. All right, so after LaRon Dickens, we're going to be looking at Jim McInnes out of Baylor. So that will add another Baylor alumni to the pro game. They have had a lot of good pros. He's someone to take a look at. The Celtics go with a player from another green colored team. Even that's completely irrelevant. All right, so now we're on the fifth pick, Wizards. What are we looking at with the Wiz? The Wiz are going to go with their fifth pick. They got Matt Battier. There's a draft. There's a trade happening at the same time. Bascom Seaman, Rashad Sanders on the move. But we have UConn's Matt Battier going fifth overall. So this is from an AI team. Was recruited by the AI as well. And so that's a little different. Okay. Then after that, with this live pick with the Knicks, we're going to see them take Tyrone Carey. Good player. Didn't watch him enough, but it looked like he was going to be a solid recruit. Look, 20 points a game, actually. He had a great season, 12 rebounds, almost 20 and 13 out of Wisconsin in the Big Ten. So this guy looks like he's going to be a very solid pro. And the Knicks need it. The Knicks need it a lot. So Hawks up next. Hawks have had a great season. They were actually the champs. So they're adding with the pick, stacking a pick on top. We'll see who the Hawks add to their team. They're going to get, well, that just helps quite a bit, doesn't it? Casey Marvel, the other star from Notre Dame. The point guard they go with, the shooting guard from Mills when they were playing. So now he's going to be running that backcourt in Atlanta. I think they have Eric Freeman as well, the all-star out of St. Mary's who developed pro games. So they're going to have some competition now, or the next version of their point guard going forward. Okay, we got the clip. And the clip with the 8th pick, they take Lee Goolsby from Butler. So Kid Coffee Black, one of his players, got taken right now. And then let's take a look. We're almost into the end of the top 10. So we got 9 and 10 up next. And we got the Heat up next at number 9. And at the number 9 pick with the Heat, we are going to see take in Kimani Archie out of Kansas. So This guy's been doing damage for some time. He's not one of those one and dones. We have a lot of freshmen who go pro. They declare early after one season. Even with, I'm not sure how NIL will affect the game in that manner if they stick around longer. But at the moment, this guy, why I'm saying it is, has been around for almost 2-3 seasons. Has been really good, punishing the league, and then finally he's gone pro now. Okay, next after that, we got Clip Up again. So there's some good trade work to earn 2 picks in the top 10, and they have Louisville's Chris Burks from Cards 1125. And so he's got another good pro, a guy to look out for to see how he develops in the pro game. Can't say Louisville's done too well in the pro game with Cards' recruits, but it's eventually going to happen for them with J.R. Ramey. What was that other guy? Howie Barr. Okay, Spurs up at 11. And at 11, we have Fred Lee from Texas. So this could be the rundown where Texas players go. So we have Fred Lee and Chad Hendricks projected to be in that lottery. So there's another guy that they have coming up. What other names? We'll start seeing some on the ticker be suggested and see who's. I think the draft board might show it, but I don't want to touch any of this stuff. I know how this works. I'm streaming live. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, Memphis now at number 12. We're looking at David Bradford from LSU, the Tigers. We got a big going to Memphis, and he had a pretty good college season. He had about 14 points a game. I think it was in double digits in rebounds there, but we'll see if the stats come back around or not. No, so Bulls up. They had the first pick. Now they got the 13th pick, and the Bulls are going to add, well, one of my guys and a team I'm leaving, which I'm sad to leave. I got them pretty far, not over to the summit to win anything, but Final Four a couple times, 2-3 times. Lavelle Sykes, Coppin State. So one of those low. Well, his GPA, was it was pretty low. I think it was under 2. And then SAT obviously was quite low to get taken by Coppin State and no one else. Okay, next up after that, we're looking at mini side swap. Nothing big here. I know these guys are not good. Okay, Brooks Howard out of UConn. So another guy joining Matt Battier. We got 2 in the top 15 for UConn here. And what's up after this one? Let's take another look. We got the Blazers, who just have so much depth. Tyson Ferreira, Marco Logan. This team's going to be scary good. Mark Vines. Okay, I don't know much about him. He's one of the bigs that played for Louisville. Nice stats. Almost 13 and 10. On block and a half a game. A guy to look out for. Okay, we're at the 16th pick. And with that, the Cavs are up, and the Cavs are going to take another deal going on. Earl Perry out of St. Mary's. So, Chuck, one of his guys are getting selected here in the draft. And Earl Perry is off to the pro game, and we'll see how he does. They usually get a lot of guards at St. Mary's. He does, but in this case, it's a big. So St. Mary's has a top 16 pick here. And at 17, we're going to look at, with the Bucks, Bernie Williams. So Duke, one of the better recruits to come through Duke in a long time. Them getting into the mix on some of those top 5-star recruits. Bernie Williams is that kind of guy, and he's off to Milwaukee from Duke, the Dukies. Okay, so next up after that, 18, Jordy Jordan. All right, so one of my guys again was, kind of top 10, I think, recruit overall, maybe 9 or something. So him and Jair Baldwin are probably the 2 guys that will be picked from this team, but he's off. One quick season, not much after this season. for him. He didn't want to stick around. John Towns, Stanford guard. All righty. And what's up after this for John Towns? Good pick, though. Their owner will definitely be happy about that outcome. Okay, Cavs 20. Mercury Douglas out of Florida. The Gators. Bubba's got a draft pick here in the top 20. So good stats on Mercury Douglas, almost 17 a game, carrying that Gator team. And now next up with the Wizards, we're looking at, there's Chad Hendricks. Didn't make that top 15, but is a 21st overall pick. Another very good player out of Texas and Grant. So that's an interesting spot for him to land with the Wizards. See how his career goes. All right, 22 with the Spurs. We got Tremaine Thomas out of NC State. So congratulations to NC State here. It's good to see their owner getting a pick like that. Showing the quality of this recruit that they brought in at some stage. All right, and what's next up after that? 23 with the Nets again. They had an early pick. Now they got a late first. Eli Stackhouse out of Maryland. This guy knows how to pass the ball. Great distributor. The Stackhouse last name seems to have quite a good point guards come through, because that a guy from Miami. He also almost got 7-8 assists per game in college. But that was Maryland's distributor, and now he's gone pro. Okay, and now we're looking at with the Pacers. Another guy for Kid Coffee Black. So back-to-back Maryland, back-to-back Terrapins. Jarvis Fanning. He joined Stackhouse in the pro game now. And let's look up the next pick, 25th, Boston. Larry Johnson out of Louisville. So Louisville, now Cards has got 3 players picked in the first round. Cards 11-25. You guys might have seen him stream on GM Games or on Twitch. He's kind of well known for even doing the wrestling sim, TEW, training videos. So he's part of our league, CBGM. And after that, 26, OKC, Cedric Ellaby out of Gonzaga. So we got Slick Rick getting a first-round draft pick here in Cedric Ellaby. And things will start to get funky in a little bit. So we got the Orlando Magic, Lewis Newman, center, mini. So he's going to join LeRon Dickens as the second Gopher to be taken. And their program really has, picked up, has been doing really well. Prestige is up there, all that work going into it. They've been having some good runs. All right, Hawks up, champs again, 2 first-round picks. Tavon Beatty out of Cal Poly, so that's going to be an interesting first-round pick. Probably unexpected by Grant. I didn't see what the CB25 game does a draft, a fake little draft in the inbox. If there's not a league link, I don't know where he went in that, but this seems like it's a high pick. And at 29 with the Mavs, we're going to see Reginald Rhodes, Colorado. There's a guy that Agalia will be taking a look at. I'll be happy he has another draft pick taken tonight. Colorado, a little bit down from their heyday with Weaver, but they're still a strong team. No longer owned, though, by Agalia, so that's going to be one of his last draft picks. PJ Phillips, Stanford, 2 first-round picks from Stanford. something to be said about that. That's quite an accomplishment since they have very strict SAT regulation to get into Stanford as a player. Very limited recruiting pool. So that's big that happened. And next up after that with the Pacers, we were looking at Dan Dooling, San Diego State. So that's concrete balls. And Mr. Concrete has got a first pick in the second round, a draft pick in Dan Dooling. All right. I mean, it's kind of fun to see how these the game league links, but I mean, you really got to be a lover of this league or be part of this league to really suck up this content. But it's interesting to see how we're this far ahead. We're linked up. You get to see the ticker at the bottom about how our league is going for next season's top 25. Or right around that stage of starting the next season. And so now this is the third Maryland player that's picked. All right. And we're at 33 now in the second round. And we got Illinois. So the coolest Jedi, name of the owner. He's got Ryan Burton selected, his center, taken in the draft. Okay, what's up after that? We got Shaka Taylor, Ohio State. Not run by anybody. That's an AI pick. But 18 points a game. Looks like someone that, will his game translate to the pro? We don't know. Okay. Denver's up 35. A team of many winning seasons in this pro game in NBGM. Adrian Hill out of Kansas will be their second round pick. See if he sticks around, signs a deal, goes to Summer League, ends up in G League. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So a lot of these guys, that's kind of the question of what will happen next. What we've observed is that some get contracts, some get kept for the G League. Summer League, most of them go to anyway. But it's uncertain whether or not they kind of sign them even after Summer League sometimes. For second rounders at least. So RC is taken by OK State here. So that's Chuck with another pick. And at 37 with the Pistons, side banger. This deal is not a very big deal either. Derek Willis, Arkansas. And after Derek Willis, we're going to look at Clippers up again. And Clipper are going to go with Shaq Rice out of Purdue. So that's Spider getting a draft pick, his first that we've seen in this draft class. So that's second round pick for Shaq Rice. Oh, so there's a portion of the screen that you can't actually see, which I didn't really notice. Just something I should probably adjust next time because it really is tracking the draft picks at the bottom. Probably now's not the time to do that. But anyhow, okay, so next up, 39, Jerry Rude. I was going to say Jerry Rice. Jerry Rude, guard out of Duke, second pick by Duke. Yeah, okay. What I might do is, if you want to see the ticker at the draft, the bottom of it, I might try something out here. So if I full screen is kind of locked in now, actually. Okay, anyways, we'll just continue. Looks like it's locked in. Okay, signs up. Side deal again, small players. Brandon Carey, Marquette. I guess, well, everyone will have to see if there is much of a variation between the inbox email draft picks. I think the one that everyone's kind of most curious about is if a league legend, a guy who won a championship, whether or not it'd be a good pro, whatever, if Trey Sims will be drafted, as he was undrafted by the game, but he's had such amazing career stats over time. We'll see if that works out. Herman Ryan, a draft pick out of a team that I just picked up. Again, I used to run Crichton, the Blue Jays, and so I guess I'm losing a decent player if it's a second round pick. They're going to show his stats? I wonder. Not really. Okay, so 42. That's a guy I used to have. This guy was a redshirt freshman who never played a game. So he's on the move. He's from China. He goes to the Cavs. And Devin Gardner, guard out of St. Thomas Tommies. So there's Triple OS's draft pick, 42nd overall. And he is taken. I wonder if that's earlier or later than the actual inbox. We'll have to check it out. Next up, there's Jair Baldwin. So didn't declare, kept kind of hanging around, pretty good pro. And then finally he declares, I think after his junior season. But could have gone earlier. He was a 5-star recruit. But just kind of hung around for a while and then finally just left with Jordy Jordan at the same time. Still had eligible years left. And Liberian Jarvis out of Duke, so a 3rd draft pick for Duke. So as I guess the strength of Duke last season, but yeah, they're losing 3 guys now. And after that, we have Purdue's pick with the T-Wolves, Kenneth Briggery. So the Spiders' 2nd pick. Okay. And after that, we have Brett Tennell, 2nd pick of the 2nd round by Concrete Balls and the Aztecs, San Diego State. So we're into the crunch time now to see if Trey Sims out of Old Dominion, a legendary player, if he's going to stick around and get picked. Definitely want to see him at least have his players stick around in the G League or what. But let's see now. We have a few picks to go still. And here's a guy who's had a very good career in Walter Jefferson. He's won 2 championships, I believe. And this season, he led his team a bit in scoring, whereas he had Montrell Siegel the year prior. He had some really good players. But North Carolina couldn't win 3 in a row. That's almost crazy to imagine. But they did win 2, and I believe he was part of 2 of those championships. So Pete Moreland, next up, VCU, another pick. And that's their 2nd or 3rd guy taken. Well, the 1st overall pick was out of VCU, I believe, Jared Murphy, something like that. And next up after that, we're going to go with 49, Doug Evans Davidson. So it's human owned, but I don't know if that guy's going to stick around the league much longer. He hasn't been really active in the last couple of phases. So anyways, Doug Evans, picked by a guy named Carter Z. Or from, I should say. Okay, here we go. We have 10 picks or so, 11 picks or so to determine. 10 picks. No, there's 11. Okay, let's see if Trey Sims comes in any of them. Jamal Moran, Illinois, late 2nd for Jedi. Okay, after that, Norman Farr, FSU, Florida. Well, obviously Florida State, forward out of FSU. And we're nearing the conclusion of the draft. All right, now we're up to the Suns, the 52nd pick. Will Haskins go to Duke. So Duke, wow. So like that's like 4 guys now. That's tough to lose that many players off your roster. All of them getting respect, recognized. And this is not, I mean, if you're just coming and tuning into this, you'd imagine Duke would have guys going pro all the time, but they haven't had the best seasons in our game. They have very high expectations for academics. All right, Nishan Shine out of Seton Hall. So Kev BK with a draft pick in the late 2nd round. And going the Nets, who seem to have quite a few picks. And after that, we're looking at Curtis Ansley, whatever. IU Indy, all right. So it's nice that they got a guy taken. If Trey Sims doesn't get drafted, though, that is kind of a sad story. But there's 5 chances left to go. See if some team smell his potential. And we got the Magic up, and they have Daryl Royer. I can't pronounce that. Daryl R. out of the Aggies, Texas A&M. And let's see after this, who are up after the Magic. We have Magic come up soon too, but it's Thunder, Magic, Hawks, Rockets, Kings to wrap it up. Luke Eloy, Fresno State. All right, so that's 7, one of our owners, who is going to try to turn around Michigan State and the Spartans, who have had good teams at times, have come and gone with good teams. And after that, we're looking at Angelo Heyman, even picked before Trey Sims, an Old Dominion pick. So crazy, yeah. I mean, the college storied career of one guy's not getting picked at all. I guess they're saying he's just, he's like the Drew Timmy of the game, and now Drew Timmy's pretty good pro. So who knows? Trey Sims might work his way up, Drew Timmy style. Dwight Wise, center, X-Men, late 2nd pick. Hawks, the champions. If they even need them, they just have to do something with the pick. And a couple picks left before we wrap this thing up. 59, Ricky Cobb, another Old Dominion player, but not Trey Sims. ODU, 2 players, but not Trey Sims. Wow. If they do, it'd be fitting if there's another Old Dominion player. They seem to be sniffing out that team, but maybe they just don't need centers. I don't know. And last but not least, the Kings, storied team. Runners up, but they're usually in the finals or around it. Let's see what they take. That's a wrap. Clement Griffin, no Trey Sims picked. Hopefully see him in Summer League. We'll see how he does. Hopefully his player's around. So that'll conclude the draft. Thanks for coming. Or watching, I should say, on demand. There weren't too many people on the stream for live one, but thanks for coming around.